when you think of gym staples, you've got the squat rack, bench press, resistance bands, and nowadays you've got the old trusty foam roller. Can we see that, boys? There we go. So this piece of high-tech machinery has taken the fitness and sport industry by storm in the gym. Everybody loves jumping on the foam roller before and after exercise, but does it actually help? Like, it might feel good, but does it benefit our performance? In today's TRIAX180, we're going to discuss the foam roller and its potential impact on performance, whether that's good or bad. Welcome back to the TRIAX Performance channel. This is our 180 series, of course. So there's a few of these on our YouTube channel, and I think also on the podcast forums as well. So if you want to check out some form or some previous episodes of them, and you can see when various members of the group have been robbed in debates, even though they've won. So me and the last one in particular, I can go check that out. Also got a lot of tutorial videos on YouTube now. There's a few things there from Damo. Sean has done a couple of plank videos. We've done one plank video, I should say. And there's a few other things as well. Yo-yos, MAS running as well. So there's plenty of stuff on there, so you can check us out. Subscribe and like too if you get any value out of it. That would really help us out a lot. Also check out TikTok as well. There's a bit of resurgence on there at the moment, so feel free to do that. As always, I'm joined by Sean Jessamine and Damon Bednarski. Firstly, welcome to you, Sean. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Rob. How are you?
You're looking a bit bright there, mate. Is everything all right down there, or what?
Yeah, no, I've just trundled down to Kmart the other day and bought a ring light, so I can adjust the settings here. We've got a cool white or a bit of a warm yellow look. That makes me look a bit orange, so I might just stick to the nice white light. But yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, there's plenty of discussion points there, and then also welcome to you, Damo. Damo doesn't have a ring light by the looks of it, but
it's the Soviet era over here. I've got a lamp here that I can put under my chin and do that, you know.
It looks like a few ghost stories, perhaps, there, Damo.
That's it, mate.
Well, how are you, Damo? What's going on? We haven't done one of these for a while. What's going on?
I've been flat out, mate. I've noticed started to pick back up.
You've been gallivanting across to Western Australia on a few wine trips as well.
Oh yeah, a bit of R&R in between work, you know. You know how it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to keep the work-life balance. That's good. This is, of course, our 180 debate. So today we're talking about foam rolling on performance. So, Sean, if you want to quickly go through what 180 is all about.
Yeah, so we take a bit of a contentious topic. Two of us will sort of slug it out with one on each side, present some arguments. We get 3 30-second rounds, and then whoever's not participating adjudicates and eventually awards the winner.
Beautiful. Absolutely. And so today, Damo, what side are you taking on the foam rolling aspect today?
I'm pro foam roller today, Rob.
So righto. So that means Sean's against. Sean always likes to play devil's advocate too. So we'll see how we go. Round 1, here we go. Let's get stuck into it.
All right, Shawnee. So why would you use a foam roller and why is it good? It's a simple recovery and warm-up tool, and it can be applied to any sport. It's been proven to improve flexibility and range of motion, and also reduce delayed onset muscle soreness. So while it hasn't yet been shown to improve athletic performance, it hasn't been shown to decrease performance. So in an industry where we're looking for 1%ers to get ahead of the pack, why wouldn't you do something that won't do any harm but may improve your performance?
That's an interesting take there, Damo. From my little research and my understanding of foam rolling, yes, foam rolling, it can be a tool to improve flexibility, but I think the studies show that it pretty much returns to pre-foam rolling levels about 10 minutes afterwards. So you're actually really getting that much benefit out of it. And you can ask yourself, it's actually not doing any harm. But if the perceived benefits aren't actually that great, then why wouldn't you use your time either in a warm-up or recovery to do or use some other method that has more proven evidence that it's actually going to be beneficial. So either in a warm-up, that could be some dynamic warm-up, or in terms of recovery, it could be an active recovery.
So You make a good point there, Shawnee, about maximizing time. But if you include the foam rolling into your warm up, and then those benefits that we're talking about, increased flexibility and range of motion. So you start your warm up with some rolling and then go into it. That's going to improve your warm up. You're going to have greater range of motion, greater flexibility during that warm up. So it's actually going to assist that, and then those benefits then can continue on through your warm up and then into your actual activity. So I think there definitely is a benefit there, and it's not something that takes too long. It's only sort of 20 seconds, 30 seconds per muscle site, and then you can move on and do that. So you add an extra 5 minutes to your warm up for improved flexibility and range of motion there in the actual warm up.
I think we can agree to disagree on that. I think that the amount of benefit you would get from that little extra flexibility or range of motion is probably not all that meaningful, in my opinion, anyway. So I think that while it doesn't take that long, you can probably use that time to do some other methods in your warm-up that are more beneficial, or alternatively, you can get stuck into your workout quicker. And even if it means that you do some warm-up sets before your big heavy lifts, I think that's going to be more beneficial to your warm-up and to your overall workout than rolling on a pipe.
Well, that was interesting. It was a nice little opening round. I think you were both a bit sluggish, to be honest, coming out of the blocks there. I was waiting for something like a big, heavy-hitting statement. So I did like Damo's points where he was very forthright in what he said. The only thing I didn't like was how he said that it might not make you better in terms of athletic performance, but it won't make you worse. I won't do any harm. Didn't really like that, because I think what Sean then capitalised on was the fact that you could have been doing something that would have greater benefit, like a warm-up and stretching or whatever it might be. And then that sort of fed into Sean's point about returning to the pre-roll state or whatever it might be in terms of flexibility and range of motion there. So to be honest, the first round I thought was a convincing win for Sean. So I'm going to give him the first one, unfortunately, there.
Well done, Rob. Thanks, mate.
Yes. We'll see how we go.
You don't seem happy about that, Rob, that I won that round.
No, I'm not.
You seem disappointed.
It hurts. I'm trying to mature enough to put my ego aside and try to do it fairly. So, yeah, there you go. All right, Dave, I expect big things, mate.
Look, I feel a bit hard done by there, seeing as Rob is the foam rolling king of our team, uses it all the time, very pro for it. So a bit hard done by that he didn't get on board there. But my second argument here is just about the cost effectiveness and how easy it is to actually foam roll. So for a quick run down to your local Kmart, which Shawnee and Rob love, clearly, with their ring lights, and a $20 investment, you get yourself your hands on a great physical preparation and recovery tool. You can use it for both, and you're going to have it forever. Like a foam roller, it's not going to break. You don't have to replace it. You've got it once you've got it. And then after that, it's as simple as a 5-minute roll before training, as I said, to prepare yourself. And then for recovery, you can sit in front of the TV and watch your favorite reality show like Rob watching Maths, and roll out on it and do your recovery. Now that's going to add to your recovery. As I said in the last point, it has been shown to decrease DOMS, so delayed onset muscle soreness. So it's such a simple tool. You add that in for $20 to your sleep, nutrition, water, and then you've got 4 really good pillars of recovery there already, and it's so simple to do. So for me, the cost effectiveness and ease of actually doing it, why wouldn't you add it to your routine?
You go on 2 arguments at once there, Dame. I think you went for about minute and a half on that one. So
sorry, Shawnee.
I don't know. We might have to cut you off there maybe next time. But it's interesting. You talk about the cost effectiveness. That you go out and you buy a foam roller for $20 or whatever. But if you, in terms of recovery, you want to do an active recovery, that's free. And I think you get much more benefit out of an active recovery than you would a foam roller. Like, I don't think that a foam roller is going to make that much of a meaningful difference to your muscle soreness overall, particularly when it comes to team sports, particularly contact sports. I don't think the players, after a hard session, and even more so after a game, are going to want to jump on a foam roller and roll out all those corkies that they just got. I don't think that's going to help at all.
Yeah, it's a combination of active recovery and foam rolling though, Sean. You can add that in. So it's just adding that extra pillar. And again, if you're looking for that 1% difference, you don't have to do it immediately after, but delayed onset muscle soreness is in the 48 hours after exercise. So you've got that time frame to do it. So within the first 24, you might do your active recovery and then have a roll the following day. If you've got a corky, you're going to be smart enough not to roll that area, but you can certainly roll out other areas.
So first and foremost, Damo was actually really good that round. As soon as he started talking about cost and practicality, I immediately agreed with what he was saying in terms of you can buy yourself a tool, you can pretty cheaply, and you can use for a long time, and you can do it around the house, which I think is a good point of difference there. And then obviously it sort of capitalized on his point about doing these things for added benefit when you can. So I think that was really good. So I don't really have many issues with Damo's argument. And then Sean then spoke about active recovery and doing things that would be better. He spoke about active recovery being free, which he thought was better. However, I do know that coming into winter, going and doing active recovery down the beach is probably going to be a little bit harder, even though it's free, than probably doing foam rolling in the comfort of your warm house. So I think Sean's probably let himself down a bit by going down that route, particularly coming into winter in Melbourne. So in that, unfortunately or fortunately, in that instance, we're going to have to go with Damo for the win there.
Just go to the gym then or something. Just jump on a bike and you'll be warm.
There's foam rolls at the gym as well.
Hey, yeah.
There's foam rolls at the gym as well. Mate, I'm just calling as I see it, mate.
Yeah, righto.
Would you look at
what I picked up from that, Sean, is that Rob gets a little bit soft in winter.
All right, so Damo's a little bit on the back foot here. He's just asked me, Shawnee, can you go first? I'm not really prepared at the moment. I'm just I'm a bit flustered, Shawnee. You've just got me on the ropes, and I just need you to go first. So I guess I'll kick off round 3 here. Look, foam rolling. A lot of proponents of foam rolling, they claim that self-myofascial release and all these other fancy words. Well, it doesn't actually alter any of your physical structures. I've crunched the numbers actually, and if you want to lengthen or manipulate your fascia for your iliotibial band, so just above your knee, it takes 925 kilos of force and 420 kilos of force to have the same effects on your plantar fascia. So I don't think you're going to get that at all out of foam rolling. It does nothing to break up scar tissue or any of this other marketing spin that people try and market and promote foam rollers with. Look, does it potentially have any benefits with recovery and muscle soreness and warm up and that sort of thing? Well, that's debatable, but it certainly doesn't do anything to alter any physical structures.
Yeah, you make a good point there, Shawnee. There has been a big change in the research, though, to change the wording of that to not be self-myofascial release, because it actually doesn't do that. So if you look at a lot of the more current research, it's not actually using that terminology. It's changed that because it doesn't actually do that. But again, what it does do, and with a bit more research that they're looking at now in the athletic performance space, they're doing more research with more participants to see if there actually is that performance improvement. So it definitely does help with that flexibility and range of motion as we've discussed, and the delayed onset muscle soreness. So there's already components there. They just need to do more research to find out about the athletic performance. So as I said at the start, if it's a 1% difference and you're in an event that you need that 1% difference, why wouldn't you do that? It might not be significantly different in a research paper, but if that helps you get half a second quicker or jump half a centimeter higher, I think it's worth using foam rolling to help you perform a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with getting the extra 1%, but I think you can use that time that you would spend foam rolling to do something that would gain you greater benefit. I don't think that foam rolling has any necessary advantages over a dynamic warm-up or using your warm-up sets in your workout to get that extra work. And I think it's the same with before a game or before a training session. If you can do a bit of extra workout on the field and get a couple extra sprints in or that sort of thing before you actually start to perform, I think that's going to prepare you a lot more better than the foam rolling you do. beforehand.
So what would you do in that 5 minutes that you can foam roll? So let's say, for example, before a game, your footy team, you're in the sheds before you go out for your run at 3/4 time for a warm up or before the game. If you're in the sheds, you're just sitting there anyway talking shit. So why wouldn't you just jump on the roller, and then when you go out and actually do that, what would you use instead that you can do in 5 minutes that would actually improve performance?
Well, I don't think necessarily anything you do is going to directly improve your performance that you do within the rooms. I think you can do some extra movement prep or try and get your body moving and that sort of thing. But I think the benefits of that, no matter what it is, are going to be pretty short-lived, whether that's any type of stretching or mobility work or dynamic movement. I think once it can help you get warm, like help you feel more prepared once you actually do get out on the field to do your on-field warm-up. But I think what you do in the rooms beforehand, I don't think that's going to have any long-lasting benefits.
Yeah, so it's all about that short term. But I think the beauty of the foam rolling is that you can use it as both a preparation tool and a recovery tool. So it's just something that, if you learn to do properly and you know how to do it, you can use it. It's a double-edged sword. You've got both components. You've got your preparation and your recovery. So for something so simple and easy, it would be remiss not to sort of include it. And you may not use it every time, but you certainly could include it. And it's a quick, easy sort of inclusion into your preparation and recovery.
I think one thing that I didn't mention in any of the arguments, but I think that anecdotally, at least from just myself and a few other people that I have spoken to, I think when you first start the foam roll, you see a lot of benefit because it's sort of like a new stimulus to your body and it's a bit different and you actually get a lot out of it. But I think after a period of time, I think the effects of the foam rolling start to wear off. And I think your body adapts and adjusts it, and it takes a lot of work to get those same benefits. But foam rolling is not something you can necessarily progressively overload. And so I think that your body will eventually get used to it and adapt to the stimulus of the rolling. But after a certain amount of time, you don't get that same benefit that you may have gotten at the start.
Yeah, that's a good point. You certainly can't overload it. I think from that preparation point of view, but if for a recovery sense, like if you are stiff and sore, anecdotally myself, I think that I've felt that it can help to just relieve. It might be a placebo, but there's certainly instances where I think where you're particularly sore or stiff, a roll does help. Again, obviously, there's probably need for more research in this area to get a more definitive answer, either yes or no.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was it was good discussion, and it's always a shame though that the best discussion seems to happen after the round's finished, which is unfortunate, and particularly unfortunate for one member of the group here. But like I did like, first of all, going back to the start of that round about 2 hours ago, I really liked Sean's drive-by of Damo in the off-air stuff. Damo said, "Oh, look, mate, I don't really have much going on." And then Sean was like, "No worries, I'll go first." And then he immediately knifed Damo by giving him a drive-by. So that was
and also, can I just add, Shawnee goes, "Oh, I've done no preparation for this." Then he's pulling out stats about newtons and force that you've got to put through your muscles. So he really he stabbed me in the back real good there.
It's disingenuous, absolutely. But that was going to be our next point about Sean. I did like how he used the stats in terms of the force to I think it was the force to manipulate the different ITB fascia.
So to get a 1% change in your fascia of your ITB, 920 kilos of force, I think it was.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, so that's a good sort of persuasive stat.
Just because that's a common sort of foam rolling site, that sort of lateral outside of the leg. Yeah. So it's interesting that.
Yeah. Thanks, Sean. We don't need the extra commentary, mate, but thanks very much. So yeah, the persuasive. Yeah, it was very persuasive. The stats I thought was very good. Showed a bit more preparation than what he'd led on, which is always good. There's always one bloke in the class who says they've never studied for the exam, and they're 95%. So congratulations on that one, Sean. Damo, I thought Damo was a bit rattled, actually, to be honest, by the start of that round. I was too, listening to it, because I didn't know where Sean was going. Again, he spoke about the 1% there as well, which I agree with. I think Damo's best performance, though, was at the end of that round when he talked about in the rooms, like being in the sheds, what else you would do. I think there was a good point there in terms of preparation and in between going out for warm-ups and stuff. However, I did agree with what Sean said in the fact that it's going to be short-term benefit anyway. So whether it's going to help that much, maybe not. I think that one thing Sean could have possibly said as a persuasive sort of retort would have been maybe using resistance bands or something along those lines as a sort of an alternative, maybe potentially if you wanted to do something that he thought would be a bit more constructive. But anyway, the winner today, which gives me absolutely no pleasure to announce, is Sean, unfortunately. Look, clearly Sean had done a lot more preparation than what he'd said, so I think we're all blindsided by that. I certainly was, and I'm sure Damo was as well. So it gives me no pleasure.
Well done, Rob. Thank you very much.
Well done, Shawnee.
Thanks, Damo. Good to get a win on the board finally.
Was that your first win?
Yeah, mate.
Oh no!
Yeah, because I reckon you knifed me. You knifed me in like the second or third one. You were going to give me the win, and you're like, "Oh, you know what? Damo's little last-minute Hail Mary got him over the line." I was like, "Well, fuck. If that's what we're going by, then like, what are we doing
here?" Yeah. No, fair enough. Well done, Sean.
No, thanks, Rob. Well done, Damo. Good stuff.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Australia won the America's Cup way back when. Adam Scott won the Masters. And Sean's now won his first 180 debate. So it's been a long time coming. And congratulations to him, although it does sort of sting a little bit, even though I was the adjudicator. So well done, Sean. Commiserations to Damo. But obviously the foam roller, if you like it and if you feel it derives benefit for you in your performance, then obviously continue to do so. Obviously, the aim of these debates is to show both sides of the argument and to hopefully give you a more informed decision as to whether you implement some of the methods we speak about. So that's the most important thing. And then second to that is making sure Sean doesn't win. So commiserations to you, Damo. The next edition of the 180 will be about core training. So Sean and I have had a previous altercation and run-in a car park at a local reserve about this training. So it definitely will get heated. So it's not one you can miss. And I'm sure Damo will have a lot of fun adjudicating that one. So
yeah, I think you had a bit of a sunstroke that day, Rob.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, if you've seen some of our content videos, which is a nice segue in terms of MAS and yo-yo as well as warm-up videos, then they were filmed all in the one day, and it was stifling actually out there at the Ashwood Reserve. So I was on my last legs. Didn't bring a water bottle, and there's no taps around there, so I'm not sure what was going on there. Nice little segue into subscribing and liking our videos on YouTube and seeing all the other content on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook, and all the above. But from the boys here at TRIAX on behalf of Damo and Sean, we'll see you next time. Another happy result here at 180.